Do you ever wonder how much time you truly have left once you turn 70? Each passing year begins to feel more precious, not because of the number itself, but because of the meaning behind it. More moments with family, more memories to make, or perhaps fewer chances to live the way you once did. What many people don't realize is that the body quietly begins to send signals, subtle yet powerful indicators that hint at how many healthy years may still lie ahead. You may still feel sharp, independent, and strong, or perhaps you've started to notice more fatigue, slower steps, or a loss of balance. What causes this difference between those who thrive well into their 80s and those who begin to decline soon after 70? Here's something that might surprise you. Just standing on one leg for 10 seconds can reveal more about your future than most lab results. That's right. Some of the clearest predictors of longevity aren't hidden in your DNA or your medical history. They're right there in how you move, how you sleep, how you eat, and how you handle stress. After more than 10 years working with older adults, I've learned that the signs are always there. We simply overlook them until they can no longer be ignored. But once you learn to spot them, you gain the power to act, to protect your independence, and to live not only longer but better. In this video, we're going to explore 7 science-backed signs that quietly predict how long you'll live after 70. Some of them will surprise you. Others might challenge everything you thought you knew about aging. Stick around, because the one sign most people ignore, sign number 4, is the one that could transform your health the most. And when you get there, leave a comment saying, "I'm still here, so I know you didn't miss it." If you find value in content that helps you stay strong, sharp, and independent as you age, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss new insights that could add years to your life. Now let's begin, starting with a simple but revealing test of balance that could open your eyes to what your body has been trying to tell you. Sign 1. The ability to stand on one leg for 10 seconds. You might not realize this, but just standing on one leg for 10 seconds can reveal more about your future than your blood test. It may sound dramatic, but balance is one of the earliest and most telling signs of how your body is aging and how long you might stay independent. Most people never think about balance until they start losing it. But in my years working with older adults, I've seen this simple test become a turning point for so many. It's not just about preventing falls. It's about understanding what's happening beneath the surface. Your muscle strength, joint stability, nervous system coordination, and even your brain's ability to process signals quickly. Let me give you a picture. Imagine 2 people in their early 70s. Carol walks daily, does light stretching, and has no problem standing on one foot for over 10 seconds. She seems calm, steady, and grounded, not just physically, but mentally too. Then there's Nancy. She hasn't paid attention to her body in years. When she tries to stand on one leg, she immediately wobbles, needing to grab onto a chair or wall. She laughs it off, thinking it's just aging. But what Nancy doesn't realize is that this tiny struggle is her body's quiet cry for help. The decline in balance is often the result of weakening leg muscles, reduced proprioception, your sense of spatial awareness, and sometimes even early cognitive changes. And here's the good news. Balance can be rebuilt. You are not stuck with it. With simple daily habits, like standing on one foot while brushing your teeth, walking heel-to-toe down the hallway, or joining a beginner Tai Chi class, you can strengthen not only your body, but your confidence in it. So here's what I want you to do. Pause this video for a moment. Stand up and try lifting one foot off the ground. Can you hold it for 10 seconds without reaching for support? If not, don't panic. But don't ignore it either. Comment yes if you nailed it, or trying if you're working on it. I'd love to see how many of us are taking this seriously. Because balance isn't just about staying upright. It's about staying free. And speaking of strength, let's talk about something that most people overlook, your grip. What your hands can or can't do might be saying more about your overall health than you think. Sign 2. Grip strength. What your hands reveal about your longevity. Believe it or not, the strength of your handshake might reveal more about your future than you ever imagined. Over the past decade working with seniors, I've seen this truth play out time and time again. Your grip is a window into your body's overall resilience. You see, grip strength isn't just about your hands. It reflects the health of your muscles, your circulation, your nervous system, and your ability to stay active, independent, and self-reliant. And here's the part most people miss. As your grip fades, so often does your quality of life. Let me tell you about Robert and Walter, both 78 years old. Robert, a retired carpenter, still does light workouts. He opens jars with ease, carries groceries without thinking twice, and offers a firm, confident handshake. Walter, on the other hand, started noticing everyday tasks were becoming harder, twisting bottle caps, holding bags, even buttoning his shirt. He brushed it off as normal aging, but it wasn't just age, it was early muscle loss and a warning sign. Research shows that low grip strength is linked to a higher risk of falls, hospitalization, and even shorter life expectancy. Why? Because it often signals underlying sarcopenia, age-related muscle decline, which doesn't just affect your arms, but your legs, your back, your heart. And when muscles go, independence soon follows. But here's what I tell all my patients. You can change this, starting today. Grab a tennis ball and squeeze it several times a day. Try hand grippers or carry light grocery bags with purpose. Even 5 minutes a day can maintain and even restore your hand strength over time. Now I want you to take action. Pause the video and test your grip. Open a tightly sealed jar. Hold a bag of books for 30 seconds. How do your hands feel? Strong? Slipping? Share your result in the comments by writing strong or needs work. Your voice might just encourage someone else to pay attention to. Because in the end, your grip doesn't just hold things, it holds onto your ability to live freely, fully, and fearlessly. Up next, we move from your hands to your feet, and more specifically, the speed at which you walk, because your walking pace could be quietly predicting your future. Sign 3, walking speed, the hidden clock inside your steps. It might surprise you, but one of the strongest predictors of how long you'll live after 70 isn't found in your medical records or your family history. It's in the speed of your steps. Yes, your walking pace is more than just movement. It's a mirror of your entire body's performance. Over the years, I've seen it again and again. Those who walk with confidence, rhythm, and purpose tend to live longer, healthier, more independent lives. But when walking slows, especially for no clear reason, it's a red flag. It could mean declining muscle mass, reduced cardiovascular output, or even early neurological changes. Let me introduce you to two men, Joe and Frank, both 75 years old. Joe walks every morning. His stride is steady, fluid, and sure-footed. He climbs stairs without hesitation and crosses streets without second-guessing. Frank, on the other hand, used to be active, but in recent years, he's slowed down significantly. His steps are shorter, he takes frequent breaks, and even walking through the grocery store leaves him winded. What Joe's pace tells us is that his body systems, heart, lungs, muscles, brain, are still working in harmony. Frank's declining pace, however, is a quiet signal that those same systems may be struggling. Walking speed has become such a reliable biomarker that some researchers now refer to it as the sixth vital sign. Studies show that seniors who walk slower than 0.8 meters per second, roughly 2.6 feet per second, have a significantly higher risk of hospitalization and mortality. That's not to scare you, but to empower you. Because here's the good news. Walking speed is something you can improve. Start with short daily walks. Practice stepping over low obstacles or walking a straight line heel to toe. Focus on posture, arm swing, and breathing. It's not about walking faster. It's about walking stronger. So I challenge you now. Time yourself walking 10 feet. Does it take more than 8 seconds? If so, don't panic. Just use that number as motivation. Comment, walking strong, if you're moving well, or time to walk, if you're committed to getting better. Either way, you're not alone on this path. Next, we go from movement to restoration. Because no matter how strong you are during the day, what happens while you sleep might be quietly shaping your future. Let's talk about the science of restful nights and the dangers of ignoring your body's need to recover. Sign 4, sleep quality. What happens at night can shape how long you live. If you're over 70, how well you sleep at night isn't just about waking up refreshed. It's about whether you're giving your body the chance to heal, reset, and protect itself from decline. In fact, your sleep patterns may be quietly predicting how long and how well you'll live. Let me be direct. Sleep is not optional recovery. It's a biological necessity. It's when your brain flushes out waste, your cells repair damage, and your immune system strengthens. And yet, Most people in their 70s either accept poor sleep as just part of aging or fail to recognize how harmful restless nights can be. But the data doesn't lie. Studies show that inconsistent, poor quality sleep is linked to memory loss, depression, high blood pressure, heart disease, and even earlier death. Let me tell you about Sam and Graham, two gentlemen I once worked with, both in their mid-70s. Sam had a consistent sleep routine: bed by 10 p.m., no screen time an hour before bed, and 7 hours of deep, uninterrupted sleep. He woke up clear-headed and energized. Graham, however, struggled nightly, tossing, turning, waking multiple times, and sometimes lying awake for hours. Over time, the difference showed. Sam remained mentally sharp and physically steady, while Graham developed brain fog, blood pressure swings, and chronic fatigue. Now here's what I always teach my patients. Quality sleep is a habit, not a coincidence. And while you can't always control how fast you fall asleep, you can create the conditions for better rest. Limit screen exposure before bed. Avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. Get sunlight in the morning. And wind down at night with light reading or music. Tonight, take a moment to reflect. Are you waking up more tired than when you went to bed? Are you restless? Or do you wake up often and struggle to fall back asleep? If yes, don't ignore it, because over time, it's more than just exhaustion. It's erosion. Now, let's hear from you. Drop a comment below with the word rest if you sleep well, or reset if you're ready to improve. Your story might just help someone else take sleep seriously too. And now that we've talked about restoring the body, let's shift to something just as vital: how you fuel it. Up next, we'll explore how your appetite and the way you eat after 70 can quietly predict your strength, energy, and longevity. Sign 5. Appetite and eating habits. When food stops calling, pay attention. As we grow older, our appetite changes, but sometimes those changes aren't just about eating less. They're silent signals from your body, whispering that something deeper might be happening. And if you're over 70, how you eat, and whether you enjoy eating at all, can be a powerful predictor of your future strength, vitality, and lifespan. Over the years, I've seen this mistake too often. A senior begins skipping meals, chalking it up to, "I just don't get hungry anymore." But here's the truth. A declining appetite is not just part of normal aging. It can be a warning sign of nutrient malabsorption, hormonal shifts, inflammation, even early cognitive decline. Take Margaret and Susan, both 74. Margaret still enjoys her meals, cooks fresh dishes with whole ingredients, and eats with joy. Her weight stays stable, her energy is solid, and her skin glows with vitality. Susan, on the other hand, has lost interest in food. She eats irregularly, often relying on packaged snacks, and has unintentionally lost 10 pounds over the past year. What she doesn't realize is that her shrinking appetite is shrinking more than just her meals. It's weakening her immune system, reducing muscle mass, and accelerating fatigue. Here's what I teach every older adult I work with. Eating well after 70 isn't about quantity. It's about quality and consistency. You don't need huge portions. You need nutrient-dense foods, balanced with protein, healthy fats, and fiber. Think colorful vegetables, lean proteins, nuts, whole grains, soups rich in minerals, and hydrating fruits like papaya and kiwi. If you've noticed your appetite fading, don't wait until weakness sets in. Start small. Schedule regular meal times. Prepare food with variety and flavor. Eat with others when you can, and if needed, talk to a nutritionist who understands aging bodies. And now, I'd love to hear from you. Are you still enjoying your meals? Comment, "Still love food," if your appetite's strong, or "Time to rebuild," if you're ready to take it seriously again. Because what you put on your plate is what builds the strength beneath your skin. Coming up next, we move from nutrition to emotion, because your ability to handle stress, especially after 70, can quietly accelerate aging or protect you from it. Let's talk about the science of staying calm and how it could be your secret weapon for longevity. Sign 6. Stress management, the silent force that ages you faster than time. Stress is invisible, but its impact isn't. Especially after 70, how you handle stress can be one of the clearest indicators of how long you'll live and how well you'll feel along the way. In my decade of working with older adults, I've seen calmness preserve health and worry accelerate decline. The science is clear. Chronic stress increases inflammation, weakens your immune system, disrupts sleep, damages the heart, and even shrinks areas of the brain tied to memory and emotion. But what's more important is how it shows up in daily life. Let me share the story of John and Richard, both 76. John faces challenges like anyone else: unexpected bills, health checkups, family changes. But he's learned to breathe through them, stay grounded, and focus on what he can control. He gardens, practices mindfulness, and laughs with old friends. Richard, however, holds on to every worry. He revisits old frustrations, feels constantly overwhelmed, and isolates himself when stress hits. Over time, John stayed active and mentally sharp, while Richard began to show signs of fatigue, higher blood pressure, and cognitive fog. What I tell every patient is this: you don't have to eliminate stress, you just need better tools to respond to it. Deep breathing isn't just relaxing, it changes your heart rate. Gentle movement like walking or Tai Chi can reset your nervous system. Journaling, prayer, laughter, music, these are not luxuries. They're medicine. So pause for a moment. How have you been handling stress lately? Are you sleeping poorly? Feeling tense in your chest or shoulders? Snapping more easily? These aren't random, they're signals. Let me challenge you. Comment below with the word calm if you found something that helps you release stress, or working on it if you're ready to make stress relief a daily habit. Because the sooner you take stress seriously, the longer and more joyfully you're likely to live. And now, from emotional resilience, we shift to something just as essential: connection. Because the people in your life, or the absence of them, could be shaping your longevity more than you think. Let's talk about the hidden power of human relationships. Sign 7. Social connection. The longevity secret hiding in your relationships. You might think nutrition, exercise, or sleep are the biggest predictors of how long you'll live. But there's something far more overlooked, and just as powerful: human connection. After the age of 70, the strength of your relationships may have more influence on your health than your cholesterol levels or even your genetics. I say this with confidence because I've seen it firsthand. Seniors who stay socially connected, whether through family, friends, church, or clubs, tend to walk stronger, think clearer, and live longer. In contrast, those who slowly drift into isolation often experience a quiet unraveling of physical and mental health. Let me introduce you to Eleanor and Barbara, both 78. Eleanor calls her grandchildren weekly, meets old friends for lunch, and volunteers at the local library. Her days are filled with laughter, purpose, and companionship. Barbara, on the other hand, has grown distant. She rarely speaks with her children, avoids calls, and hasn't left the house much since retiring. Over time, Eleanor has maintained her energy and spark, while Barbara has slipped into a pattern of loneliness, fatigue, and forgetfulness. This isn't just anecdotal. Multiple studies confirm that loneliness increases the risk of dementia, depression, heart disease, and even early death. In fact, some researchers compare chronic social isolation to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Let that sink in. But here's the beauty: even small connections can change everything. A regular phone call, a walk with a neighbor, a church gathering, or a book club. You don't need a crowd. You just need consistency, warmth, and someone to talk to. So, pause and reflect. Are you staying in touch with people who matter to you? Or have you pulled away, little by little, without even realizing it? Drop a comment below with "connected" if you feel socially engaged, or "ready to reconnect" if it's time to rebuild those relationships. You never know, someone reading your comment might be feeling the same way and reach out too. Now that we've explored all 7 signs, let's bring everything together. Because these aren't just health tips, they're a personal roadmap to not just living longer, but living well. In the next part, let's reflect on what we've learned, and how you can take the first step toward a healthier, stronger, more connected life starting today. Now that we've explored all 7 signs, your balance, grip strength, walking pace, sleep quality, eating habits, stress response, and social connection, it's time to pause and reflect. What did you recognize in yourself? Were there signs that made you nod in recognition? Others that made you concerned? Or maybe a few that inspired hope? Here's what I want you to remember. These signs are not warnings, they're opportunities. Opportunities to take back control, to listen to your body with compassion, not fear, to make small, consistent changes that will add not just years to your life, but joy and confidence to those years. I've spent over a decade helping older adults regain their strength, restore their energy, and rediscover their independence. And if there's one truth that holds across all stories, it's this: it's never too late to start. Your body is resilient, your spirit is powerful, and your future is not fixed. It's shaped by what you do next. So let this video be your turning point. Maybe today, you commit to walking more, or eating better, or calling a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Whatever it is, start small, but start now. One better choice today leads to another tomorrow, and together, they lead you to a future that feels strong, steady, and fully yours. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of the 7 signs spoke to you most? Was it your sleep, your stress, your ability to stand on one leg? Leave a comment below and share your experience. Your insight could be the encouragement someone else needs. And if you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next step in your healthy aging journey. We've built this space for people just like you, strong, wise, and ready to live well, no matter your age. Thank you for being here. I'm proud of you for watching to the end. And remember, aging is not about decline. It's about refining. Let's keep growing stronger, together.